seriously, these kids are so cute, and they have every resource available to them, people who are serving them, hand and foot, whatever. It's kind of cool, if you're into that. So I want to tell you about how I got $100,000 by doing nothing. So ever since I was a little girl, I just had this idea in my head that I had money for me in a Swiss bank account. I just knew I did. I didn't even know what Switzerland was. I didn't know what a bank account was. I just knew I had money for me in a Swiss bank account and it was waiting for me, and I just had to go get it. So I believe this, I think from the age of 7 until now. I still believe I have money in a Swiss bank account. And so I believe that totally true. And then in 2011, I said to my husband, in 5 years, I'm gonna own a house. I'm gonna buy a house. It's gonna be a big house. It's gonna be a nice house. And I told my husband all the things I would do with it. What kind of garden? Because I'm a huge gardener. I'm gonna have a garden. I'm gonna have a space. I'm gonna have a gourmet kitchen. I'm gonna have like all this really nice stuff. And at the time, he had no money. I mean, you know what I mean? But a lot of us think, well, you can imagine it when you get that money. No, inverse. Imagine it first. So I told my husband, we're gonna get a house in 5 years. Remember that, 5 years. So then I had another vision. Fast forward to 5 years, like 4 years, and we're driving along the road, and I see in my imagination, and I hear, I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a house within this year. And I said that to my husband, and I said, hey Frank, guess what Spirit told me? And he's like, what? And Spirit is just your imagination. And he says, I said, Spirit says we're going to buy a house within a year. And he's like, are you kidding me? We have zero money in the bank account, savings account for a house. You're joking. And I said to him, you don't need to like tell me no or whatever. All I need from you is to just say yes. Just say yes to the idea that within a year we could own a house. So he laughs. He has a good sense of humor. When you're married to me, you have to have one. And he says, okay, yes. And that was the end. We did not talk about it further. I wanted that house. I knew we were going to have a house. I was going to have the house. Needless to say, his grandfather had passed away. And it was sad. He was really close to me and I to him. And he passed away, and it was sad. And then one day his dad came home. His dad came from France to visit us. And we're driving around, and I said, I want to get a new apartment. Because ours, we're in a condo. We got little kids now. Give them some room to play, right? And he's like, well, how much would it cost? And I was like, I don't know, maybe $50,000, maybe $100,000, I don't know. And he's like, okay. So I forget about it. And then a week later, he sits down, and Frank says in the kitchen, he's like, my dad, through his grandfather, the family is going to give us $100,000. I kid you not. Within that 5 years, we had the exact amount of money to get the house, pay the taxes, pay the closing costs, and to renovate. The exact amount of money within that 5 years. And guess where that money came from? It came from an old relative of his that didn't like his family members, so he hid his money in a bank account in Switzerland.
Wow.
And I was like, that's where my money was all this time. But for real though, these are just things. And the thing is that I never stopped believing that. I never stopped believing. And in the money formula that I'm going to teach you is that belief is that core thing. Because it's one thing to consciously know, I need money to have a business. Yeah, we all know that, right? Mm-hmm. But another thing is, I got money to have a business. Really? You so sure? What makes you say that? We hear so many negative people. Yeah. And what do? They cast a little seed of doubt in our mind. You think you can do that? You sure? What makes you think so? You're not qualified. You don't have any money. You cannot allow other people to make you believe that you do not have all the resources. And I just say, I have all the resources, I just can't see them yet. And that's really where we want to go, is that real fundamental belief that you have everything that you possibly need to fulfill whatever dream or goal you have. Because all of us are so unique, there's a special need for every single one of us. Otherwise, we would not have been born. That's just my belief.
It's zebras, not horses.
Exactly.
That's funny.
So, the next thing is that, and this is really key, what I like about asking you ladies about what you do with that money is that you have a very defined purpose. And the key to wealth is purpose. So much purpose. Purpose, purpose, purpose. You know, we hear a lot of cliches about the purpose-driven life and, you know, that kind of stuff. And like, what does that mean, right? But this is a very simple metaphor that I think you can understand. Okay, imagine going to the bank and just walking up to the teller and be like, give me $100,000. They're gonna be like, okay, fine. So yeah, $100,000 loan. Do you honestly think that they would give you a $100,000 loan for no reason? Why? Right. So you go to the bank. Remember, bank is life. And you say, I want some money. That's what we say to life. I want a lot of money. And life says, sure. What for? Right? And you're like, I don't know. Really? This is business 101. You have to have a reason for the money. So what did they say? You got to have a goal. You got to have a purpose. You know what I mean? What problem you want to alleviate, right? How do you want to help? You got to have a strategy. Like you have to have it all mapped out in your mind. This map is so important. But what happens? You go to the bank of life and you ask for money. And what does the bank say? Life say, sure, for what? And they're like, I don't know. All I know is that I don't have any money. That's where our mind immediately goes. And what life is demanding of us is to have a goal, have a purpose, help people, have a strategy, essentially map it in your mind. And how do you map it out? It's all in your imagination. And you're saying, okay, Leslie, like, okay, what do I do with that? Right? Remember what I said earlier? What is your imagination? It's your intuition. You intuitively know what you need, what are the strategies, who needs what, where are you going to put your resources. You already intuitively do that. But instead of going here and saying, yeah, let me tell you from this place, we go immediately to, I don't know, all I know is I don't have any money. So it's a logical fallacy that we put in ourselves is that we have to have money to make money. But in order to have money, you have to have a purpose. That's the very first place to go. The only reason why I'm doing Work Happy Retreats, honestly, the only fundamental reason I could make good money doing this one-on-one. No problem. Easily. I could just up my rate to several $1,000s an hour. I could do it by myself. No problem. I know that 100%, certain and sure. I get paid on retainer. I have clients every month. But the problem was that there's so many people. So many people over time. And I said, the way I'm using my time now is not efficient. The way I'm using my mind now is not efficient. The way that I'm using all of my resources, my time, is not reaching all of these people. And I care so much about so many people, it would just be an injustice if I did not use all of my time, all of my resources to reach as many people as possible. Because if what I tell you today, you're going to share it to 3 friends at least. You're going to talk to a child and completely change the way that they feel about themselves. You're going to be a powerful influencer in your life. I can't do that for your friends and family, but you can. And that's why it's so important that we do Work Happy Retreats. So I came to know this, and boy, oh boy, when I realized there's so many people and I'm not using my resources properly, I had to break through every single barrier and block and excuse and story and lie I told myself that would keep me from doing this. But I'm going to teach you how to do it fast and not have to suffer and cry and be like me. So that's where I want you to go, is go, where am I putting my time and resources? Because honestly, like my dad, not a lazy guy, works 60, 70, 80 hours a week, overtime, weekends, vacation, everything. You work all those times. You work the same amount as some of my clients who make multi-million dollars. You work the same amount, probably more. So why was he working more time and getting less money? It's about being clever with those resources. Does anybody have any questions? No? Good? Everybody's captivated? Love it. So purpose is definitely number one. I think also with that, when we go to the bank and we have the map, when you go to the bank of life, right? You gotta have your business plan, right? And you say, how do I get that? And that's through your imagination. And remember I said in snowboarding, your body goes where your eyes are, right? The imagination is the key to this, it's the core principle, and how you get that. When you do that, rehearsal is so important. Rehearsal in your mind. Remember what I told you the story about wanting to have the house and my money in my Swiss bank account? Every day I was just always just obsessed about it. I was just like, I just knew, I was like, I got money in a Swiss bank account. I really did, honestly and truly. I was like, I got money for me. I always said that to Frank. He's like, yeah, okay, sure. But that money was there and I rehearsed it. What would I do? What would I decorate my house like? What would it feel like? How many rooms would it have? How big would the lot be? And I would always say to my husband, I'm not getting those tiny little postage lots like they have in Southern California now. It's like not even an eighth of an acre. It's like your house and like maybe 3 feet of like land around it, tiny. And I said, I'm gonna have a big lot, big house. I don't care. And I said to Frank too in France a long time ago, I said, I'm gonna have a BMW with a personalized plate on it. And I would say that and I would joke about it all the time because it would make me feel good, right? Because that rehearsal is about that good feeling. Remember I said, whatever you have a strong feeling towards, you attract to you. Positive or negative, the universe does not care. So if you have a strong feeling, good feeling in this case, it came to me. And I remember when we came back from France and I bought my car, I was looking for a BMW, and the guy says, I'm huge and I'm pregnant. He says, what do you want? And I said, I've got another baby on the way, I got 2 kids. He's like, oh no, you don't want that, you want this one. And he showed me this big BMW, beautiful, and in the exact price that I wanted. And I got it. I paid it off, cash. And then on it, I put my little 4C license plate. And I just felt so good about it. And honestly, with that car, I've never had really any problems, always worked really well, because I've always felt consistently good about that vision of that car in my mind. For me, I associate BMW as, yes, Yahoo, whoa, good, abundance. I always instantly associate with that. It's kind of like when we smell a cologne or a perfume, and we're instantly taken to that memory or that person or that thing that happened, and we're like, oh, I got it now. It's kind of like that same principle of rehearsing that scenario, having those puppies licking your face, the smell of the puppy breath, and like the kibble, and the barking, and the people happy, like living that and consistently holding that. The problem is though that we are so mentally and emotionally undisciplined that we go in and out, in and out, in and out. Maybe yes, oh no, maybe give me a sign, God, I was one of those people, give me a sign, God. So what I'm saying here is that rehearsal is so paramount to your imagination and using it and sustaining it in a good way. Kind of keeping that vibe high.